All right, we have just popped the drone up in the air. This is the second day that they have worked on drag lining manure out of this manure storage. This manure storage is about 8 miles away from our home farm. And this is where Jared lives, over here in this house that's down by the road there. So they have their pump set up down in on the ramp here. It's a blue pump. We'll circle around this other way. Our crawler is down in there now, and they are agitating the manure with our crawler. In yesterday's video, or the video that was out before this, I had shot some video of both crawlers in the lagoon. Newton Ag Service is doing the drag lining for us here, and they were moving from one job to this job. They dropped their crawler off. We used their trailer, being that they had their crawler unloaded. They put their crawler in the lagoon as well to give us an idea of the differences between ours and theirs. Theirs has GPS on it, which is real handy. So this pump that's in the lagoon here is, I think they call it the Big Stick. And it has a, I don't know how many horsepower this engine is that's on this pump here, but it's got probably a 25 or a 30-foot reach. They just back it down a ramp, and they can get the pump right into manure, and they just keep moving the pump down the ramp as they go. They've got a large industrial air compressor set up there, and that air compressor they use to push the manure out of the line. When they move from one field to another, whether it be, well, when they're moving from, when they start to get closer to the lagoon and they start dropping hose sections out, they have to clean the line out, drop a section, and then hook everything back up and continue on. They've got, I think, 3 different hose carts over here. So we'll just follow the manure line, or the hose rather, that they have leading out of the lagoon. You can see it down in underneath us here. Goes across the driveway. They stretched it across this wheat field here. And then they went across one of our tenants' driveways here. And then to get across the road, they went down through a large culvert that goes underneath the road. And I put that in yesterday's video, what that whole thing looks like. What we did is we put 15-inch driveway pipe inside the large culvert that goes underneath the road, and then we put the hose inside of it. You could kind of see, I can't get too low here because of the trees, you can kind of see the black driveway pipe protruding out from underneath the road out through the creek there, and then the hose is inside of that pipe. We did that to protect the hose so that the hose wouldn't get injured from the rocks and whatever that were laying in the creek. We did not want to have that hose to get a pinhole in it, and next thing you know, you've got hundreds of gallons of manure going into the creek. So the line lays across these fields here, and then we ended up going underneath another road. This is Oak Hill Road. You'll probably be able to see the pipe a little better where we went underneath the road here. We put a 15-inch driveway pipe inside this pipe that goes underneath the road as well, just to, again, protect the, you can kind of see it there, to protect the hose so that it didn't get injured. You can kind of see there's some stone there. They kind of made a swale in that ditch, so when the water comes out from that pipe going under the road, that it would kind of stay in the ditch that's on this side. So we've got our pipe kind of going through that dirt wall there, and you can kind of see that it goes out underneath the road across to the other side. It goes about 150 feet or so to their booster pump. Now they're getting closer to the lagoon. This field here is about 25 acres or so, and this is the last field that they have to do on this side of the road. So they got their hose stretched across the field. It's hooked to the swing arm that's on the back of that tractor that has the manure injector on it, and then they just zigzag back and forth across the field applying the manure. We'll show you how he makes this turn here, and then we will show you where they actually started from. They started from the furthest point from the lagoon, which was about a mile. About a mile's worth of hose is what they had to use, just because of swinging underneath the road in both spots. They kind of had to go the longer way around, if you will. I believe this tractor is a 9520. They did some drag lining for us a couple years ago, and when they did the drag lining for us a couple years ago, we hauled the manure to a frac tank, and then they pumped direct from the frac tank and sent the manure to the injector tractor here that way. So there's usually another tractor hanging around here just kind of moving his hose as he gets further away or closer to the pump here. So he's going to make his turn. And that pipe on the back there just swings around. And then bang, he's back going again. Looks like he's maybe able to shut the manure flow off, because it didn't look like, yeah, I don't know what, he might be just resetting there. So he's got manure going through it again. Kind of a goofy headland there. It's not really a 90-degree turn, so he's probably having to do an extra swing here. Actually, I'm looking right down at the hose humper tractor now. That's over here at the lagoon. So it looks as though he's shut the manure flow off. It looks like that hose is not got any manure going through it. We'll be able to tell if there's manure. Yeah, he's maybe decreased the pressure or something. So he's set back to going back down through the field here. Now we'll kind of fly over to the furthest point where they actually started from. So they ran their hose across this hay field here down at this far corner. They did this next cornfield up kind of in front of us to our right. They did that one there before they did the one that they're doing now. And I'm probably too far away from the drone. Or I'm too far away from the drone, I think. So I've got to get this guy up in the air here so that we can maintain signal. So they started up at this one hedgerow here. That was the furthest point that they started from. They did this one field to our right, and then they did the one down here to our left. I can't go any farther because I'm going to lose transmission to the drone. So we'll just kind of swing ourselves around here, and I'll kind of give you a look-see as to what we covered with manure here, the lagoon is down to our left here. The guys that do the excavation work, they were over here rolling the driveway as they put fresh gravel in these driveways, and they're leaving right now with the roller. They're actually back at our home farm digging up gravel, or they're making getting a pad ready to pour concrete above our lower bunks. So they're probably taking that roller back to roll that pad there. So the last time we showed you this lagoon here, we didn't have it finalized. We didn't have the grading done around it, but everything's all graded now. We put a driveway in here. You can kind of see that just slightly, I don't know what, slightly off from Jared's driveway there, and then we can pull in there with trucks. We can go all the way around the barns here, pull up, dump into the lagoon, and then pull back out and around the old cow barn. So that'll give you an idea of what this operation looks like. We've got a Tisco Lake in the background, and yeah, so we'll get this drone back to the truck, and I've got to get back to the shop and get something done here. So we'll join up with you once we get back to the shop.